A game having missed potential doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad game. Every game on this list is a game that I had fun playing and have positive memories of, but just games that could easily have been so much better, and that's why I have decided to tell you about 5 great games with missed potential. So let's get straight into the list. I never made a video on Minecraft Dungeons, but honestly, I probably should have. ARPGs aren't really my thing. I was never big on Diablo, but I decided to play Dungeons when it released, and I had a bit of fun. But I was also pretty disappointed by how little Minecraft it was. Nothing about the game was Minecraft at all other than the aesthetic. I'd have loved it if they added like a crafting mechanic somehow, or maybe even a mining mechanic, because, Minecraft, to gather materials or something. Instead, we got a Diablo ripoff. I enjoyed it, it's a fun game, but I expect them to make more use of the Minecraft license. Those of you who are smart people and are in turn subscribed to the channel will know that I put Mafia 1 Definitive Edition in my Game of the Year list. I had a blast with it. The story of Tommy is a deeply emotional one, but it wasn't as developed as it should have been. I won't go into this too much because I did make a whole video on it, but we don't see enough of Tommy's relationship with Paulie and Sam. We just know they're friends because we're told they are. Similarly, we don't see enough of his relationship with his wife and kids. We're just basically told they exist. At the end of the game, when the stakes are higher, it would have been awesome if we felt a stronger connection to these characters. I know I don't really need to say much here. Cyberpunk was possibly the most hyped up game ever, and by those astronomically high standards, it fell short. But there's still a pretty fun game hidden underneath all the crap. How could it be better? Well, they could have released it a year later for a start, but also, the enemy AI is uninspired, the random NPC AI is shambolic, there aren't enough gadgets, the world doesn't feel alive, the story kinda sucks for a 10-hour period in the middle, your choices don't change anything until the end of the game, where you get to make 2 choices to see what ending you'll get. I played around 65 to 70 hours of Cyberpunk, I got the Platinum Trophy, I care deeply about this game, I will play the DLC when if it drops. But it could have been better, and undoubtedly would have been if they had more time. Rage 2 was so annoying because there was a fantastic game buried within it that they just didn't allow to shine. The combat was developed by id, the Doom guys, so it was of course some of the best shooting in the industry. Seriously, the moment-to-moment gameplay was exceptional, and the world looked pretty cool from an aesthetic design standpoint. But when you factor in the lackluster story, uninspired world design, and disappointing length, the game becomes rather forgettable. I would, however, play a Rage 3 if they chose to double down on the arena-style combat rather than the generic open world. I personally think that my Valhalla video is one of my best, so if you want to hear more of my thoughts on it, then you should definitely watch that. I had a lot of fun with Valhalla. I spent a whole month of my life playing almost just this, and I had a blast for the most part. It's not a unique take by any means, but this game was way too long. Long games aren't an issue, long games that are unnecessarily long are. Most of the main campaign feels like good side content. It revolves around sorting out English politics, whilst the much more interesting story arc revolving around the Assassin's Order and your brother takes a back seat, which is a shame, because it was enticing. Fun combat, great exploration, beautiful world, drawn out length, poor pacing, irrelevant campaign. Terrible ending as well. So those were my picks for the 5 games with missed potential. Do you agree with these choices? Let me know in the comments down below what you think is the game with the most missed potential. But for now, that's all from me. If you enjoyed the video, then please consider leaving a like, as it would be greatly appreciated. And watching more content from me, then make sure to subscribe. Have a nice day and goodbye.